everyone, it's Dr. Rick, founder of Herbal 411, and I'm sorry I've been away for a while, but I'm revamping my website and my interface with my patients called Get Healthy. So for those of you who are interested, I am a physician in integrative medicine, family medicine, and sports medicine, in addition to acupuncture, so I have several different hats, but I use them all to design lifestyle changes for patients who come to get my help. So I'll put the link down below. There's a description on my website if you're looking for a doctor or a second opinion. So what am I going to do today? I'm going to unbox this shirt. This is a Sun shirt, and it's specifically made by this company of Vapor Apparel. There is their insignia, and I got it at Sierra Trading Post for 14 bucks. Online, it's like 35. So I recently took my family to Lake Powell, Arizona. We went to Horseshoe Canyon. We went to the Antelope Canyons, the upper ones. And I noticed that when we were going kayaking, the guys that were putting the kayaks in, all the guys that were working on that team of boating, they all had sun shirts and hoodies. And I'm wondering, aren't you guys hot in that? Because I was wearing my skimpy t-shirt or my undershirt, and they were not hot. In fact, they were so used to it, obviously, being in the sun, being on an open lake in Arizona's sun, that this actually works better than skimpy t-shirt. And I'll explain to you how, because I didn't know that, and I thought it was very enlightening when I did the research. So that's why I went out and bought one. I wanted to go online and see if I could purchase anything on Amazon, and they're like $70 to $100. And obviously, quality matters, but I wanted to test it out first, just to see if it would make me sweat. So the concept of UPF 50 is that it's almost like SPF. SPF is a rating for sunscreen to see how much protective factor you can get in the sunscreen to protect you against from sun or UVA, UVB, and sunscreening or sun cancer, sun-caused cancer. The UPF is a different rating, but it's for textiles, for clothing. And UPF of 50 is excellent. UPF of 30 is very good. But the concept is interesting, and I'll explain why in a second. There's a couple of properties with a hoodie that would help you prevent getting overheated and also getting sunburned. And the idea is, like, when you see an older person at the beach, they're carrying an umbrella. They're carrying an umbrella because they're staying cooler. And it makes a lot of sense because the heat from the solar rays is very, it can bake you if you're not in shade. And if you can find an area shaded, great. If you don't have, you create your own shade if you don't have a shaded area, and that's an umbrella. But how many young people carry umbrellas on the beach or on a hike? None, because it's embarrassing. So this can act in the same way as an umbrella. I have taken people to Yosemite, and I always said, when we're on trail, try to always hit the shaded areas because it's about 10 degrees cooler than the sun exposed areas. Now, if I carry an umbrella, I think people will laugh at me, but this is kind of the shade of an umbrella. So that's one way that this hoodie will work. Now, you don't want to cover yourself from sun at the sacrifice of baking like in a thermal suit. So this has to breathe, and it does. It is weaved as a moisture wicking property, or with moisture wicking properties. And let me explain that. So again, first element is that you have sun protection with a hoodie, but you don't want to wear a winter hoodie. Second element is that the hoodie also has wicking properties. So it can take, like in this shirt, if I sweat when I go running in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to try to do a 6-miler quick. But if I was to sweat here between my skin and my shirt, it'd be great if this shirt would be absorbable to sweat. But this shirt is not made for that. And it'll keep me moist, and it won't allow evaporation. Evaporation is the key to cooling. Without getting into high school physics, when you evaporate from skin, you cool the body down. That's one of the reasons why we sweat, in addition to getting rid of toxins and being overhydrated, but that's for another story. So if you can have a thermal layer that also acts to accelerate you sweating evaporating the sweat that you make, you stay cooler. So you stay cooler because of the cover. You stay cooler because moisture wicks sweat away and cools you down just from the action. Number three, it helps you protect from direct sun by, you would think you can see through this. I don't think you can see through it. You can't see me through it. I should probably get a flashlight and see if I can show you that. But the weave in this flashlight's working. Let me turn this on. So you probably see, there you go. You can see a little bit of that versus this. Well, you can see it there too. However, the idea would be that the fibers that make this up, before they even go into the sewing thing, the fibers are impregnated with minerals that block sun. So I don't know the exact name or chemical of the minerals, but there are minerals that are impregnated in the fibers in their raw state. And also the fibers and the weave that these folks use to manufacture it supposedly is tighter. If it's tighter, less sun gets through, less visual light can get through. And if you can see less going through, then definitely the sun coming through to hit your skin will be less. So that's the third bullet point, is that the weave is good. The fourth bullet point is that the material in the weave is sun blocking. So I did a little bit of reading, and there's two ways that the textile industry label or says that they want to protect people. One is the inherent fiber that they use. The other is you can sometimes spray chemicals onto your clothing. I wouldn't suggest that. And plus, you wash your clothing a couple times and the chemicals are out. If you have a tight weave that always stays that way, then you don't need chemicals, but the weave should maintain itself until you punch holes in this or stretch it out. Then it loses its property. And there are labeling, just like the non-GMO organization that labels food, there are labeling companies that have dedicated themselves to testing out the product. You're supposed to test the product out if you're a manufacturer before you put the label on. But unfortunately, I don't see the right label. So I question whether this is true or not. And I cannot find the label anywhere else. Well, there's something here, but I can't read it. But yeah, I think it's just the materials that are made. So my most important thing is I want to see if this heats me up. If it doesn't heat me up in my 6-mile run today, then that's already a positive. As far as whether this company is telling the truth or not, who knows? For the price, it's worth it. If it keeps me cooler, it's worth it just because of the sheer cover that it provides while I'm running outside in direct sunlight. For the guys that use this while they're in their boats, it definitely helps because, again, you can't carry an umbrella if you can have this mini umbrella that stays loose. I wouldn't wear this super tight because it might change the way the moisture wicks away. I keep it loose so that you have air circulating. And again, you can wear a hat underneath of it or not, and sometimes you'll need a little bit of a brim because this doesn't give you that cover. And then you will have reflective sun coming from the water, reflective sun coming from the sand on the trail. So that doesn't help you with it. Well, I should say your face will still get exposed, but this will cover your entire body. So hopefully this doesn't heat me up. Hopefully it keeps me cool. If it does, that's a positive. Hey, so I just finished 6.04 miles. And I mean, it was hot. Certainly there's something called the Hawthorne effect, where if you're going to be on camera or if you're going to be speaking in front of a group, changes your enthusiasm. And it's unnecessary bias. So that being said, I like this. I didn't really heat up too much. I'm sweating as usual. Feel comfortable. So I have to say, whether or not this tag of, I didn't take it off yet, now I'll take it off because I'm sweaty. This tag of this, which shows this on the back, I'm not sure if that's official. I can't see that small print. So, but it did at least keep me in the shade while I was running. Whether it protects me from UVA or UVB, who knows? But it did also allow me to breathe, get the sweat out, That's a thumbs up on this thing, and I'll look into other sun shirts in the near future, but this one's going to do me good for the rest of the summer. Thanks. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get some weekly words of wisdom. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next video.